Okay, what is up, everybody? So this is my second build guide video that I'm making and putting up on YouTube. This is my Death's Oath Occultist map farmer. Now, this build is not built for bosses, so keep that in mind. But here she is right here, level 85 right now, which is pretty solid. I've gotten enough to get my tree pretty well developed, which is why I decided to make the video. The main premise behind this is utilizing Blight and the Death's Oath Death Aura for most of our damage and clear. So I'm just going to run through a map real quick, kind of show you guys what to expect from the build, and then we'll go over all the gear. We'll just run this shaped channel. Tier 10, nothing crazy. Again, this is for map farming specifically. This is not meant to be crazy, shaper killing. Pick up the map. So when you run into rares like this, you just pop your blight and everything melts. Wow, this map is like empty. What is going on? Alright, there we go. So, that map wasn't very dense, but you get the idea. You run around, everything kind of dies around you, which is really, really fun. So, let's go over our passive tree. First off, we are a occultist. As far as your labs go, the first ones you're going to want to pick up are Wicked Ward up through Vile Bastion. So your normal, cruel, what used to be merciless, and then Malediction as your Uber lab. Now, usually I would take Void Beacon, but in Path of Building, and Pox also pointed this out, he played a build similar to this one. He also has done Death's Oath Occultist. The way that the numbers spread out, not getting the -20 chaos resistance and actually going up to Malediction gives you more overall damage, and it gives you more curse effect. So your Enfeeble, your Despair, and your oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? Feeble, Despair, Temp Chains. So all your curses are going to get more effect, which is going to make you more survivable and actually net you more damage. So again, Wicked Ward, Vile Bastion, Profane Bloom, and then up to Malediction. Now this character is CI based. It has to be CI based. And the reason behind that is the fact that the Death's Oath plate that we are using makes you take 450 chaos damage per second. Or for 3 seconds on kill. So if you do not have chaos inoculation, making you immune to any chaos damage, this will kill you very quickly. So we'll go over gear in a second. But came up here, all the energy shield, area of effect for our curses, as well as our blight. Came up here for the jewel socket. This is our first spreading rod jewel. This is a big deal in this build because it makes anything that's affected by blight take more damage. So this includes your Death's Oath, your Death's Aura. So you run up to something that's super tough, you cast blight on it for a split second, and you get 25% increased damage. Took the energy shield wheel here, all the way up through corruption, chaos damage over time. Took the extra curse so we can run Despair, Enfeeble, and Temp Chains. Came down here for the aura nodes. Now, the increased effect of non-curse auras you cast. This applies to your Discipline as well as your Death Aura. So this absolutely is necessary. You want to pick up all the aura nodes that you can. Came down through here for Resist, Energy Shield, Armor. This is our second spreading rot jewel. Again, so now anything that's affected by blight takes 50% increased chaos damage, which also scales our Death's Oath. And then I grabbed this for the extra strength that we needed, and then this is just nice for the all resistances. I'll be speccing back out of these once I kind of upgrade my gear a little bit more. We came over to here, took this hybrid wheel node that usually is energy shield and life, but we pick up an energy from within instead, socketing it into this socket, which turns this into pure energy shield. So as you can see, there's lots of energy shield here. Took this strength node just because we need it for the Death's Oath. Came up through here, got this hybrid wheel, took all this chaos damage, chaos inoculation, the other aura node. So again, reduce mana reserved and increase effective non-curse auras you cast, All right, so all of this increased effect applies to your Discipline and Death's Oath, so it's very, very important to pick those up. And we came down through here, energy shield, damage, energy shield, chaos. Basically, what we're scaling here is any damage over time and any chaos damage is what we want. And then came up through here, and we'll be taking these chaos nodes for more damage. It's actually more beneficial to take these chaos nodes, even though they're chaos physical, than to path down here to get these, because you're wasting a lot of points you don't need. You could do that and pick up this additional aura area, but it's really not required. We path down here. Leadership, this is a really important one because it increases not only your curse effect that we have tied into blasphemy, but it increases the Death Oath area because it is considered an aura. Alright, curse effect, reduce mana, and then you can take some more energy shield here, you can take more spell damage here, just really whatever you want. But that's the overall tree. We could pick up some more jewel sockets, we could come over here and grab this. It's pretty scalable, however you want to do it. But let's go over the gear now. Alright, so we are running a Breath of the Council. This is an excellent weapon. It's super cheap this league. We're running it just for the chaos damage and the increased area of effect, and then the chaos skill effect duration. So this is our blight duration, anything that has a duration for chaos skills. Really good. Heretics Veil, this is a required item. You will need this if you're going to run Tri-Curse and run a Discipline. As you can see, we have a a lot of mana reserved, which is fine, but we definitely need to make sure to use a Heretics Veil, otherwise we won't be able to fit in our other curse. So this, we got Despair, Temp Chains, level 3 Enlighten, and then Enfeeble. So all of our curses are getting +1 level, and we're also, hey, shush. All of our curses are getting +1 level, and the reduced mana reduction from Enlighten. So that's a really big deal. Amulet, just an Onyx Amulet, helping us out with the attributes, because we need a lot of strength and a pretty decent amount of dex to run this build. And as a witch, we don't have access to a lot of that, so you're definitely going to want some attributes on your amulet. You need 180 strength minimum to run this. You don't have to quite get up that high, and I'll show you why in a minute. We'll just swap out some gear real quick so I can show you how you can equip it and save some points. But all attributes, energy shield, max energy shield, resists, increased armor, just because why not? There's nothing else I needed. 280 energy shield, nothing special here, just as high ES shield as you can get, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be patching up to here, increased energy shield from equip shield, and this gives us a pretty significant energy shield boost. When I get this node, it'll probably push me up towards, if not just over, 8,000 energy shield. So nothing special on rings, energy shield, resistances, strength if you can get it. The more strength you can get on your jewelry and stuff, the easier it's going to be. Of course, our Death's Oath. Again, energy shield, resistances, nothing special here. Lefty Gloves are awesome. You can use these for your blight, since your what would be considered a 6th link is Death's Oath. We're not going to be 6 linking this because Death's Aura does not require these gems to be linked together. So you do not have to pay for a 6 link. All you need to do is get one of these, 6 socket it, and get it colored correctly. And you'll be totally fine. So it's a lot cheaper than getting a 6 link. The Lefty Gloves, these are freaking outstanding. Increase hinder duration, damage over time, level 22 blight, and then you can put nothing but support gems in here. I went with a Abyss Belt, strength, armor, energy shield, resistances, and then the jewel that I have socketed in here is just more energy shield. Right? You can swap this out for a crystal belt if you have a really good rolled one with more resist. This is just what I have at the moment. Sorcerer Boots, again, move speed, really, really important with this build. The faster your move speed is, the easier it's going to be to farm, and the faster you're going to get through maps. And because we're chaos, chaos inoculation, all we need to do is just run whatever utility flasks we need. I can actually swap this out, but I just keep it because it's got bleeding. So that's the gear. So as far as links go, we got Despair, Temp Chains, Enlighten, Enfeeble in our helmet. We have Void Manipulation, Efficacy Support, Concentrated Effect, Arcane Surge, Swift Affliction, and Less Duration. Now the reason we're running Arcane Surge in this is because it applies the duration tag, and you can see this in the wiki as well if you want to look up Death's Oath on the PoE wiki. This Arcane Surge support gem gives it the duration tag, which allows us to utilize Swift Affliction and Less Duration in Death's Oath to scale its damage. Alright, if you do not run Arcane Surge in here, these 2 gems will not work, so keep that in mind. And our shield charge, fortify support, faster attacks. Down here we have our Wither Totem, which is just Wither, faster casting, Spell Totem, and increased area of effect. And then for our Blight skill, we're running the Telepathy, which gives us a pseudo 5 link for Blight. We're running Void Manipulation, Controlled Destruction, Swift Affliction, and Efficacy. Alright, and then I just got my Portal Gem and my Enlighten and a Discipline in here. This is the only other place that I can put it. So that's the build right there, guys. Cosmetics. Just hover over these so you can see. Most of it's the Bleach Demon King stuff. Alright. But that is pretty much it, guys. It's really fun, quite rewarding. It's really, really easy to make. You level it as Essence Drain Contagion. And then once you are leveled up enough, I would suggest not switching over to your Death's Oath and CI until you're level 69, and you can swap in your Breath of the Dying, your Lefty Gloves, and have enough strength and such for your Death's Oath. Now, a quick trick on this, if you are trying to get enough strength and you're just using points, all you need to do is get to 100 strength, or 130 strength, I'm sorry, because you need 180 for this. So if you have a perfectly rolled one of these with 50 all attributes, you would only need 130 strength, because once you equip this, you'll have enough strength for it. So I'll show you what I mean. Let's say we just take this off, and we'll take off the attributes. Okay, so right now we do not have enough strength or dexterity for any of our stuff, right? Because we are not getting the attributes from our Death's Oath. All you need to do is pop this on here, take out your dex, and then pop your amulet back on. All right, so if you have these gloves, it'll scale you up to more than enough strength, and then you can then safely pop this back on, and all your gems are there. So if you ever have to swap out gear, or when you're leveling and you don't want to have to put points in and reallocate, you can use a pair of Meginords, and that'll give you the strength you need, which will allow you to put the Death's Oath on, which will give you the strength and dex that you need. So you can save some points that way from the tree. Otherwise, you're probably going to have to pick up the Alacrity and the Physique, if not come down here to Might and Agility, just to make sure you have enough stats to wear the Death's Oath. Alright, I really didn't like that other map, so I'm just going to showcase another one real quick. Let's see, what's a fun one? Yeah, we'll do a Shaped Burial Chambers, so you guys can see something on one that's pretty commonly farmed. And we'll just ID this, scour it, quality it, and roll. Rogue Exiles, okay, cool. Alright, so let's run this one. Put Fortune for the Braves on it. I didn't like the density in the channel map, so I'll just put this on. Make sure that when you're running, you got your Despair, your Enfeeble, and your Temp chains going, and just make sure all your auras are up. So this is the only time you ever need to use Blight is when you run into really tanky rares like that. And when you do, they just melt instantly the second you cast Blight on them. Another Shaped Burial Chamber, sweet. You see, all we really need to do is run by stuff, and if we run into a especially tanky pack, we just cast Blight for half a second and we just keep moving. So pretty efficient. You're only as fast as your Quicksilver flasks and your shield charge, but overall it's pretty fast, especially for mid-tier maps. It can do higher tier maps, but it is much slower, obviously, because your dot damage isn't as effective. Oops, forgot an exile. So when you're fighting bosses, all you need to do is drop your Wither Totem, cast your Blight, and everything just kind of melts around you. All right, well, there you go, guys. There is the Death's Oath Occultist Chaos Witch. Lots and lots of fun. Path of Building link will be in the description. Link to my Twitch is also going to be in the description. And as I kind of complete more and more content with this character, I'll be uploading those videos below as well. As far as overall cost goes for this build, this is going to be your most expensive piece of equipment. These go for about 2 exalts, which is still significantly cheaper than going and having to get a 6th link. Okay, so you can get these pretty cheap. Heretics Veil is like a chaos. Breath of the Council, maybe 10 chaos. Lefty Gloves are an alch. And then just whatever jewelry and boots you can come across. So overall, you're looking at less than 3 exalts for a pretty efficient, very safe map farmer. And it's an absolute blast to play. Lots of curses, lots of survivability thanks to Vile Bastion and Wicked Ward. And lots of really good explosions for AoE clear. So anyway, guys, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I'm always happy to answer any questions, and hope you all have a great rest of your day.